Hey guys, what's up? My name's JJ, and today I want to tell you guys how I paid off over $60,000 worth of student loans in just 9 months. So back in 2014, my wife and I graduated college and we moved to a new city, and you guys know exactly what happens when you move to a new area. You know, you go explore the city, you go bar hopping, you go try new restaurants, you're spending money, and you're not really keeping track of how much you're spending. Well, once that 6-month grace period for the student loans ended up for my wife and I, you know, we finally got that payment started of, I think it was roughly around a little over $200 a month. And we were kind of shocked. We're like, oh my gosh, you know, what do we do with this? How do we get rid of this payment is what we wanted to do. So I started doing a lot of research. You know, I started looking up stuff on finances. I started looking up on how to pay off debt. And as most of you may know, who usually you'll come across when you're looking up how to pay off debt, is Dave Ramsey. Never heard of the guy before, but I started listening to his show while I was at work. I started doing a lot of reading, and I really just, what it boiled down to is, you know, I was getting this big boy check, and you come from a broke college kid to, you know, a man who's making a decent paycheck. I wanted to know what to do with that money. I didn't want to just blow it on the weekends, hanging out with friends. I didn't want to just blow it in the bars, you know, buying drinks and shots for everybody. And that right there, I think, is one of the most important things. Is I had, I guess, my mindset changed. You know, when I did first move to the new city, I was ramped up. My wife and I wanted to go out and have a good time. We wanted to hang out with the new friends we were making. You know, we wanted to go try out different bars and different patios, which we still did, but we didn't do it as much. And it was because our mindset changed. You know, we had a goal. We had something that we wanted to accomplish, so we didn't want to keep holding us back every time we'd go out and spend more money. I really just want to give you guys 5 simple steps of how my wife and I paid off our student loans and how I feel like this can really help you guys pay off your student loans. First step, research. Like I said before, you know, I started researching, I started reading articles online, I started reading finance blogs. But the real number one, I think, reason why I was able to pay off those student loans so fast was because I was listening to Dave Ramsey, and I feel like he is a great person to listen to for debt payoff. Now when it comes to investing, that's a totally different story, and I'll have some more videos on investing and stuff in the future. But for paying off debt, I think Dave Ramsey is the best way to go. Number 2, organize finances and set up a budget. I think this may be the most important step out of all those 5 that I'm about to tell you. You really get shocked whenever you start to see how much money you're actually spending on those nights out, going out to eat, or those nights out with friends, you know, grabbing a couple beers with the buddies. It's amazing how much money goes towards that. And when you start tracking that every month and you start seeing how much money goes out on useless shit, you're like, why did I do that? So what my wife and I did is we made a simple budget on a spreadsheet. We kind of estimated what we needed to spend each month for groceries. We knew what our electric bill was. We knew what our rent was. We would put, you know, a little bit of money for going out with friends still. So we kind of kept ourselves sane and really organized your finances. Step number 3, spend less money. I'm telling you guys, once you make that mindset change and you realize that you could be putting more of your money towards your debt to pay that down, it changes the world. Step number 4 is make more money. And some of you may be like, well, I'm not just gonna get a raise at my job. And that's not really what I'm trying to say here. I guess, you know, some good ideas is sell some of your shit on Craigslist. You know, my wife and I, we gathered all this stuff in our apartment that we weren't really using that much, or that wasn't really important to us, and I sold it on Craigslist, and we probably made, I mean, $500 to $600. Again, this is a guess, that we took that cash that we sold those items for and put it straight towards the student loans. Another way, side hustles. You know, if you can mow lawns, if you want to start a blog, you know, if you want to start cleaning houses, babysitting, you know, anything you can think of to make some additional side income will tremendously help you to put it all towards that student loans. Here's the last, 5th and final step, and that's set goals. This is what made the process fun for my wife and I. You know, every week we'd sit down, we'd go over the budget, we'd kind of talk about where we're at, what we're expecting. And when we first originally set our goal, we said we were going to pay off our student loans in roughly 1 year, maybe a little more, about 13 months. Well, once we started setting goals and we started realizing how much extra money we were putting towards our student loans that month, you know, when we got our tax returns that year, that went straight to the student loans. Any extra money, I actually got a raise after my first year at my job. That raise went straight to the student loans. So setting goals really makes it fun, and it actually, I feel like, kind of ramps up the process because you want to meet that goal so fast. So you put as much money as you can find towards that debt, and it's kind of fun if you can say you beat your goal, which we did. We paid ours off in 9 months, and originally we said we were going to try and pay it off in 13. So that's it, guys. I mean, honestly, this is the best decision my wife and I made when we moved out of college. You know, luckily we didn't have any new car loans. We didn't have any medical bills or stuff like that. We strictly had the student loan debt that we had to worry about. But being debt-free has made our lives so much easier. It has made our relationship so much better. And we actually had the chance to move to Hawaii for a year. And if we would have had those student loans, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise, saying, you know, you're paying off this debt and you never know where your life's going to lead to. So I hope our story maybe will help one of you guys out there or give you the motivation to kick debt in the ass and tell them to get out. Like I said, it's the best decision my wife and I could have made. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to actually start putting up some more financial videos. I'm going to talk about stock market. I'm going to talk about real estate. I'm going to talk about investing. I'm going to talk about paying off more debt videos. So if you guys don't mind, like this video, click subscribe, click that notification button so you guys will get notified when I put up new videos. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. See you later.